Brookhaven was made a long time ago, specifically in 2020, and a lot has changed. Brookhaven looks like this nowadays, but it used to be completely different. And today, I want to check out with you the oldest versions of all. So for that, I invited my friend, and he said, I want to see the first version of Brookhaven, and I also want to see that. But actually, today we're going to see all the old versions, and there are 5 specific versions I want to check out. But he said, are they all old? Yes, literally all of them. But first, we have to make our avatar, because my avatar looks way too new, and I basically have to make the oldest looking avatar. So my friend got this really weird bike, and now he's taking me to the clothing store, but he's just really slow, so I'm going to let him go ahead. And now he ran off and literally got there super fast, and it turns out I was the one weighing down his bike. So now I'm getting there, and I'm going to totally change my avatar. Perfect, now I look like this, and I'm ready to see the oldest versions of all. So my friend left here too, and he really looks very different. His avatar looks really old, and now he's going to have to follow me in Roblox. He said, wait, I have something to say, and I want to see what he has to say. But now he came back here, and I'm following him to see what's going on. But actually he just left the game, and literally logged out, and left me here waiting to see what he was going to say. Now I'm in my Roblox game, and you can see that there's a really old version, and this is one of the oldest versions of all. But my friend just showed up here, and he said, is this the oldest version of Brookhaven? Look, actually no! This is the 5th oldest version, but it's not the oldest one of all. But I'm going to get this car, because I have to drive it. And my friend came here too. And you can see that everything in this game is really old. We have the old Brookhaven Mall. And coming around the front, you can notice the hotel is different. And also the church. And it used to be right here. It really doesn't make much sense for the church to be here, because in the current version of Brookhaven, the church is right here in the front, in a much better place than before. But in this old version of Brookhaven, everything was different. You can see that the market was really ugly. Honestly, very weird. But my friend is going up ahead, and he almost got stuck in the car. But guys, this market was kind of interesting, but the current market is way better. He said, actually this one is better. Look, that's a lie. This market is really bad, and the current one is way better because it's huge. But guys, there are a bunch of things you can buy here, and we also have these papers, and this market was pretty interesting. There were even sandwiches for sale in this fridge, which actually looked really nice. But guys, I'm coming back here, because back here we have a totally secret room that has these stairs that go up to a super weird place. And I'm trying to go up here, but I can't. So I'm going to type this command in the chat, and now I can start flying. So I teleported my friend right here, and he said, how are you flying? It's because this Roblox game is mine, and I can literally fly around. But now, I'm coming up here in the front, because I want to see the old houses. And my friend is also coming here, and you can see that houses used to look like this. And actually, he's coming here faster than me, and he really wants to see these houses. He's even trying to come here and can't make it. But the houses were really different. The glass on the houses was different too. The glass was a little white, and the houses were really interesting. But I want to see the difference in the stores, because we have the hospital, and you can see that it's very different, and it's really old. And also this version is really weird. The current version of the hospital is just way better. Everything here looks so much nicer than before and even more modern. But all of Brookhaven used to be very different. Everything was simpler before. Even the edge of the map was different. If I walked right up here in the front, you can see that the edge of the map is right here. And even my friend is looking at this. And he said, what's after the edge of the map? Look, there's nothing. And if I go past this border on the map, I won't find anything special, because there's literally nothing here. And it was really ugly. And in the current version of Brookhaven, we have this beach, which is really beautiful. You can get houses right here in the front, and you can access the whole map. And in this older version, everything was really different. He said, let's go to the next old version. And I want to do that too. But first, I want to check out the stores in this version and see what the stores used to be like. So I'm heading back right here. And guys, the stores were really different, especially these ones. You can see that the bank looked like this, while currently it looks like this. And the current bank is much nicer than the old one. And this is the current clothing store, and everything here is way more beautiful. But in the older version, it was really weird, but it had a second floor where you could access a really different place. And there was also the laundromat right here, where you could wash clothes, but there's nothing else special. And this version looks a lot like the current version of Brookhaven. But now, I'm going to enter an even older version. Perfect, I'm in this version of Brookhaven, and my friend just joined in here. But you can see that everything here was really different. The map was really weird, because there were these tunnels here, which are honestly super strange. But now, I want to get my car to see everything in this version of Brookhaven. He said, there's a new restaurant, and he's heading back there to see this Brookhaven restaurant, which was really different. And for those who don't know, this restaurant was completely removed, but it was completely remade, and now it looks way nicer, because the interior is much more beautiful, while the old one was more simple. But it was also really interesting, and even had secrets, which I want to check out now. So I'm going to get in my car, and now I'm arriving close to it, but I can't see anything, and honestly this car is really basic. So I got here, and it looks like my friend wants food. He's even waiting for someone to serve him. So I'm coming inside here, and I'm going to have to go upstairs. And you can see that here we have a totally secret area, really weird, and it's a totally abandoned place. And back here, we have this skate park, which is the best skate park of all. Because for those who don't know, this skate park was removed, and it doesn't exist anymore, but it was placed somewhere else, and it it was basically moved near the school. And you can tell the skate park looks really ugly. It's honestly the ugliest thing of all. And the skate park really got worse over time. But guys, now I want to get out of here, and my friend is still waiting to be served. And you can see that on the computer there are a bunch of things here, and several music files, and it's also a really different computer. He said, I want a burger, and another burger, and another burger. I don't know why he wants so many burgers, but I'm getting out of here, because I want to check out these stores. And these stores look really different, and you can tell this is the bank, but it's really bugged here, because a lot of things are missing. And this is a store that doesn't exist, and this other store doesn't exist either, but it's probably the arcade. Nowadays, the arcade is right here, and it really looks a lot like the store. And the horse stable used to be in this area, and the houses up here were really different, because the street went all the way down here, and it was honestly really weird. But now, I'm flying, because I want to see this. And this street is super weird, because it's really badly made. So, the creator of Brookhaven back then didn't really know how to make games. Now my friend showed up here, and he said, or maybe he was a noob. Look, I don't think that was it. But guys, now I'm flying, and we have this door, which is a TV studio. And this place is actually really complete, but it wasn't removed from Brookhaven. It's still in the game. But to see it, I have to go to the mall, and here we have the same store, but now it's a more complete version and even more beautiful. But now, I just got to the houses, and you can see that this was really different. The house buttons were really different, and honestly, they were pretty weird. But I want to see where my friend is, because he disappeared. And I can see that he's right up ahead, and I really don't know what he's doing. So I got here, and he said, there's a store missing, and I think he's talking about this location here. And back then there wasn't anything special here. Actually, there used to be a restaurant here, which is really weird, because in the current version of Brookhaven, we literally have the apartments, and everything in the older version was really different, and even worse. And the cemetery didn't exist in this version. But now, I want to check out an even older version of Brookhaven. He said, wait, isn't this the oldest version of all? Look, this isn't the oldest version of all, because there's an even older one. And you can see that the hotel used to be right here, and there was also this really strange location. But now I'm going to enter an even older version. Perfect! I'm in this version of Brookhaven, which is much older. And you can see that the stores were really different, and the bank too, it looks much better than before. And it's an older version, but in this version, the bank looks nicer. The clothing store also had a second floor with several interesting things. And we also had the laundromat. And the mechanics were very different. But guys, I want to see where my friend is going, and apparently he's coming in here, into the police station, because everything here was really different. And now he's coming here, and we have this other really different place. And in this place, for those who don't know, it's this house, and it's like a government house, because we have the FBI, and we also have the mayor, whose room is up here. So this building is like the city hall, because in this version, we don't have the city hall that exists in Brookhaven today. And here there was also this really weird bridge, because this bridge was super close to the school. It was actually right on the school's field. And now, my friend got here, and he said, hey, I want to see everything from this version. Really? But I need a car, and unfortunately there are no cars here. We're literally without any cars. So I'm going to type the secret command, and now I have super high speed. And my friend is running over here, and he just ran straight past. I don't really know what he wants to see, so I got close to him because I want to see what he's looking at. But it seems like he wants to check out this house, and this house is really interesting. He said, this house is different in the older version, and this is the house from the older version of Brookhaven, while in the current version it looks like this, and everything is completely destroyed. And this house is really destroyed, while here it looks really nice, just like a normal house. And even my friend is coming over to see this. And this house is perfect. I don't know why it got completely destroyed. But now, I'm coming over here in the front, because I want to see the other changes that happened on the map. And we have this tunnel, which doesn't make any sense, because it's a tunnel that leads nowhere. You basically come in the front, turn this way, and then come out the other side of the tunnel, and you exit the same place you entered, which makes no sense. But now, I'm coming over here in the front, and we have new stores here, like this one. And if I go up here, you can see it's like a party room just for birthdays. But this was completely removed, because that room was really ugly. And now, we have this new store here, and actually there are 3 stores here, and all of them are way better than that one. But now, I'm leaving this place. And for those who don't know, this button here basically turns on the lights in the area. But I'm leaving here, because this place is really ugly. And you can see that the police station looked like this, and it had this area up here, which was really weird. And in the current version of Brookhaven, it looks like this, and it's just way more beautiful than before. In the older version of Brookhaven, everything was uglier. But guys, my friend ran past super fast, and I don't know what he's doing, but he just ran by again. And my friend is acting really weird. And now he finally got here. But now, I want to see the oldest version of all, because there's a version that is really old. He said, wait, come here, I found a secret place. And I don't know what he's talking about, but he ran ahead and literally disappeared. So now, I teleported here, and he showed up right on this bridge. And he said, why is there a bridge at the school? Look, I know that doesn't make sense, but there's a bridge taking up space on the school's court, and it really doesn't make any sense. And you can see that the school used to look like this, and it was simpler, and also much uglier than the current version, where everything looks way more modern, and the classrooms are much nicer than in this older version. And really, everything in the game improved a lot. And here, for those who didn't know, we have this mountain, but it used to be a volcano. And it was literally a giant volcano. And you can tell by the shape that it used to be a volcano. But then the game was updated, and it stopped being a volcano. And in this area, we have the campground, which is actually a pretty interesting place. But if I go to this version of Brookhaven, you can tell there was nothing special here. It was just an empty space. But my friend got here, and you can see that this place was really weird. It had this exact spot, with a bunch of chairs for you to sit and rest. And all of this is underwater. And while in the current version it looks like this, it's honestly way better than this older version. He said, "Where's the oldest version of all? I want to see it." Look, there are two older versions. There's a really old version of Brookhaven, and then there's the oldest version of all. And the name of that version of Brookhaven isn't even called Brookhaven. He said, "Let's go already. So let's do this." Perfect. I'm here in this game. And for those who don't know, this is the oldest version of Brookhaven. And you can see that the year is literally 1903, and the police station was really old. He said, "Wait, but this isn't official." Look, actually it really is official. But now, if I go to this other location and enter this code and use it right here, it plays this other movie that shows what Brookhaven looked like a long time ago. And you can see that this building is the same as the building in the game we're in right now. And the players took all the movies that play here and made the game, showing what Brookhaven would have looked like a long time ago. And you can see that everything here was super simple. The horse stable looked like this, and there were no stores in this game, and there was almost nothing here. And the only thing that existed in this version of Brookhaven was the police station. And now, if I fly like this, you can see we have the cemetery here, which looks really suspicious. And also the roads were different, everything was made of dirt, and there was no asphalt in this older version. But my friend got here, and he said, "I want to see the oldest version of all." But guys, the oldest version of all literally isn't called Brookhaven. And if I go to the profile of the creator of Brookhaven, we have this game, which is the original Brookhaven. But my friend is right here, watching what's going on. But now, I have to get a car, so I'm going to grab this exact car, and I'm coming over to pick up my friend, who's at the beginning of the game. Perfect! Now I'm arriving here, and if I come over here, we have the school, which looks just like Brookhaven. And everything here is really similar, because this is the first version of Brookhaven. And even he's noticing that. And he said, "This is so old. Oh my god." And yeah, this game is really old. And we have the Brookhaven gas station, and we also have the police station, which is very old. And we also have this restaurant, which is just like that restaurant in Brookhaven. And everything is really similar. We even have the hospital, which is an older version of the hospital that we have in the game now. And this version looks just like it. And now, if I go into this tunnel, we have the very first secret in all of Brookhaven. So I have to come here, and there's this weird tunnel. And this building really looks like a Brookhaven building. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the become a member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.